Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles, and on this episode we're going to talk about Switchblade Jay White. Now, rumor and innuendo has come out that Jay White's contract is about to be up, and he is almost certainly leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, with the heavy rumors being that he's going to go to WWE. I'm going to talk about his potential landing spots, where I think he should go, what I think it's going to do, and first let's talk about Jay in WWE. I don't think this is a great fit for him. Can it be? Yeah, he can be someone that in the WWE system, I think his ceiling is Seth Rollins. More likely than not, he's going to be probably in the AJ Styles, Finn Balor role, where you sometimes see him as a main eventer, but mostly relegated to the mid-card and kind of always playing somewhat off of their Bullet Club ties. I don't know that Jay White works as a character in WWE without tweaking to what he is. What he is so perfect for the company he's in, and he's talented enough, don't get me wrong. He's talented enough to make the tweaks, but is WWE creative going to be talented enough to get him there? Part of the reason why I think this is a bad fit as well is WWE is in a state of flux right now. Vince McMahon just came back into power. Stephanie McMahon just stepped down. We don't know what the future holds for Triple H and his regime. Is he going to be in power? Is he not? I mean, your best bet if you're a Jay White or anybody else similar to Jay White or in a similar situation is having Triple H in charge. Triple H has seemed to understand guys that have come from different companies and booking them and making them look strong way better than Vince McMahon has. I just don't know if I'm Jay White that that's the right idea. Now, if we're talking about they're offering him $1 million a year and the best that New Japan could do is $500,000, yeah, go for the money, definitely. You're only going to be able to get this money for a short amount of time. Secure your bag, get as much as you can. Now, the other thing, the elephant in the room, is obviously AEW. Again, I don't think it's a great fit. Now, don't get me wrong. I think his style is more conducive to the AEW style. The character he has will work well within the company. But where is he going to be on the card? Where are we going to see him? Is he going to be above Jericho? Probably not. Moxley? Probably not. Hangman? Probably not. MJF? Probably not. He's going to be another guy like Aleister Black, Malachi Black now, Miro, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, Kyle O'Reilly, Andrade. All these guys that came into the company with such potential and such hype, but didn't quite get to the main roles, get up to the top of the company, and have been used sparingly, if at all. Some of these guys have disappeared for months, if not years. So again, is AEW a good fit for you? Again, if the money is way better, of course get that. But I don't think it's a great fit either. In my opinion, his best fit, if the money's similar and he doesn't care to come to America and he doesn't want to scratch that itch, stay in New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Japan has proven that you're one of the 3 or 4 top guys in the company. You're right up there with Okada. You're right up there with Ospreay. You could say Shingo's right in there in that mix. Maybe Naito. There's only a handful of guys in the company that have been booked stronger than he has, or as strong as he has. He's got a never-ending feud with Okada that he comes out on top of more often than not. I mean, who else can say they have the amount of wins over Okada that Jay White has? He's obviously the foreign ace of the company. And his stay in the Bullet Club has absolutely been great if you're watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. To me, I think he will be most successful staying in New Japan Pro Wrestling and continuing on his career there and continuing to be a New Japan legend there. I could see the draw of wanting to try his hand somewhere else. I hope he does. Now, the other thing, probably the main thing that people are going to wonder about Jay White leaving Japan is who becomes the leader of the Bullet Club. Is this something where they promote from within? Someone like El Phantasmo, who I think would be a great leader for the Bullet Club. Is he going to be the next guy? We've seen this happen before where Jay White took it over from Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega took it over from AJ Styles. AJ Styles took over the lead from Finn Balor, aka Fergal Devitt at the time. Could LP make that similar jump to being the leader? I think he has it in him. I don't know that that's what they're going to do. Could it be someone coming from outside? Would they be willing to give it to Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné now? I think it would be an interesting turn, especially if she's able to gain the New Japan Women's Championship. Having the boss or the CEO be the leader of the Bullet Club would be very interesting. Do I think it would make the most money? I don't know. Does it make the most sense in New Japan? I'm not sure. It does give him a crossover with Stardom that they haven't had within the Bullet Club, so maybe there's that. Maybe some Stardom women get pulled into the Bullet Club that way. It's an interesting thought. Again, I don't think it's an ideal fit. Next up, we have maybe a returning member of the Bullet Club. Someone like Adam Cole. Adam Cole being the leader of the Bullet Club would absolutely be perfect. Would Adam Cole be willing to spend as much time in Japan as needed to be the leader of Bullet Club? I'm not so sure about that. A guy that would be leading Bullet Club has to be at very least 50-50 between US and Japan. So while I think he'd be a great choice, I don't think he'd be a perfect fit. Could someone, like let's say a wrestling legend who may or may not be on the outs with their current company, CM Punk as the leader of the Bullet Club? I think much like the new Nexus, as much as I like CM Punk, and as much as he probably would work, it just would feel like a square peg in a round hole. He absolutely would kill it as their leader, but killing it is the opportune term. Would he kill what the Bullet Club has been? I'm a huge CM Punk fan. His run in the new Nexus wasn't that great. It would feel like you're just putting him in there to put a name in it. Would it make a difference? Probably. Would it bring people's eyes to New Japan? Most likely. However, much like I said with Adam Cole, how much is he going to be willing to be in Japan to wrestle and to be that leader? The name power's there, the star power's there. The part about him not being in Japan so much, probably the one thing that's going to pull him down. Next up, another returning member, Tama Tonga. Could this be the culmination of the story arc of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa getting kicked out of the Bullet Club? Would he come full circle? I don't know. I think New Japan sees him as a babyface and wants him to be one of the top faces in the company. Could that be part of a swerve? It might be. I think he absolutely deserves a run at the top of the Bullet Club. I think he would kill it as the leader of the Bullet Club. I think it would propel him into heights that he hasn't seen, probably get an IWGP championship out of it. But I don't know that New Japan wants to go that route, which leaves us with the last and what I think would be the optimal fit for a leader of the Bullet Club, Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis has recently finished up with NWA Wrestling, and where I think he would fit, where let's say a CM Punk may not, I do think Nick Aldis would be more willing to work in Japan. For one. For the other thing, this would kind of help cement his legacy. Where someone like CM Punk, he never has to step in a ring again and he's already a legend. If Nick Aldis could come lead the Bullet Club for a year, 2 years, and win an IWGP championship, put that alongside his NWA title reigns, it's going to make him more of a legend than he could be almost anywhere else. I think this would be the perfect fit if Jay White does decide to leave. I think Nick Aldis taking over would be absolutely great for them. He would give them a new focus. Hopefully he would trim out the roster. I've mentioned this before. I think the Bullet Club is in need of a reshuffling and needs to get rid of some people. Maybe let the House of Torture go on their own way and become their own thing outside of Bullet Club. Maybe trim out some of the guys that are in there. And I think that the perfect catalyst, no pun intended, would be Nick Aldis. He could kick some people out. He could keep some people in. Start maybe a Bullet Club civil war between the House of Torture and the Bullet Club. I think it would be perfect. Now, circling back to Jay, ultimately, for both my fandom and what I think was probably going to be the best monetarily for him, I hope he stays in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Wherever he goes, I'm going to watch him. I think he's absolutely one of the best talents in the world. He's on my very short list of best wrestlers in the world right now. So wherever he goes, I think he's going to be fantastic. I just don't know that wherever he goes, they're going to use him in that role. But let me know what you think. Where do you think Jay White should go? Do you think he should go to WWE, AEW, stay in New Japan, maybe go to Impact? That's always an option. Let me know. Hit me up here in the comments. Let me know what you think. Smash that like button, share the video, subscribe if you haven't. With all that being said, my name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.